Alright, I'm gonna say it. Some of y'all aren't gonna like it. Doesn't make it any less true. Here we go. A lot of really good men are leaving marriages. Why is that? Is it because they fell out of love? Or is it something else? A lot of what we're seeing now is men leaving marriages, not because they've fallen out of love, but because they feel unappreciated within that marriage. Now, these guys, they work all day, they provide, they make sure you're safe, they make sure you're taken care of. What do they get in return? A lot of them are getting criticism for what they didn't do, as opposed to the thankfulness for what they did. Men are not like women. They don't need a big show of affection. They don't need a parade. They don't need constant gifts. But what they do need is appreciation, gratitude, respect. What they want to hear is that the person they're working so hard for, or the family that they're working so hard for, to say, we appreciate all that hard work you're putting in. We see you. When a man feels unappreciated at home, doesn't matter how much he loves you, at a certain point, he can't keep continuing to pour from an empty cup. He's going to stop trying to pour into a cup that's continually empty. He's also going to stop pouring into a cup that constantly is looked at as half full.
The fact of the matter is, men are walking away from dating. They're walking away from marriage. They're deciding to stay single. They're not even approaching anymore, because a lot of modern women are nothing but a headache. They're nothing but a bill. They're nothing but a bad time. A man is tired of losing his peace, losing sleep, losing money, losing energy, losing resources over a lot of these trash modern women with a loser mindset.
When a man is able to walk away from a woman without feeling scared, without feeling anxious, or without feeling like he's failed, I promise you that woman will find you 50% more attractive by walking away. I promise you. Because we expect that obsession. We expect that attraction already. You know, if a man's coming up to us, we're like, oh, it's another guy, I guess. You know, I'm attracting another guy. And then if you're acting like that, and the man is just like, all right, fine. If you're not interested, he walks away. That's where the woman is like, oh, maybe he's not actually that bad. Maybe he was actually interested in me. Maybe I should give him a chance.
After talking to hundreds of you guys, I've realized something that I need to get off my chest. It is the men who are actually trying to save the relationships here, not the women. And what's crazy is that most of the women I've actually talked to and had consultation with tell me that their husbands are the ones sending them my videos. And that says everything. 70 to 80% of divorces are filed by women. That is not trying to fix a marriage. That is walking away from it. Most women threaten divorce long before they're ever ready to file. They use it as leverage until the man finally hits his breaking point and says, I'm done. And once he does say I'm done, that's when the gaslighting starts. She flips the script, plays the victim, promises to change, cries, manipulates, you name it. Anything to pull him back in because the control is slipping from her end. But when a man truly checks out, it's not loud, it is quiet, and it is final, and you've lost him. When a good man walks away, it is not because he stopped caring. It's because he cared too long and nobody met him halfway. So if you're watching this, man or woman, ask yourself, are you really trying to build your relationship and save it? Or are you slowly tearing it apart while you're convincing yourself that you're the one being wronged?
So recently, I think I posted on 102, towards, I think, the back of one of my videos, a woman was upset basically because her husband, who she's divorcing right now, essentially said he didn't love her son. He didn't love her son, which that's her son. That's her child. I resent your child. I resent your son. Well, how could you say that? How could you say that about a child that you've known for over 11 years? We've been together for over 11 years. How could you say that? And he simply said, well, because I feel like you put him first, and he's the priority all the time. Well, yeah, he's always going to be the priority. That ain't never going to change. I'm always going to take care of my son. Exactly. And that's why I feel a certain way about you. That's why I feel a certain way about this relationship. That's why I feel like, the stuff that I think she was upset with him because he had an addiction to adult content websites. And he just basically said in so many words, that's never going to change. I'm going to keep on looking for that. I'm going to keep on looking at that. And then she was upset with him because, she said, "Oh, I got a gut feeling to check his phone. And when I saw it, I saw that he was cheating on me." Mind you, they had been sleeping in separate bedrooms. They had done this before, sleeping in separate bedrooms and not sleeping together or having intimate time. They hadn't been doing that. And then now this time they had been, doing that same thing. And by her words, for a few months, they had been acting like essentially roommates, right? Oh, but I still wanted to, I was always down to, kind of, sleep together and be intimate. Really? You gonna sit up here and lie? You gonna sit up here and lie and say, "Oh, I was willing to work on it. I was willing to put in the time and the effort." Ma'am, no, you weren't. You weren't at all. You're lying. "Oh, I was willing to do this, and this." She told that man to go to therapy by himself and just send her the schedule. And whenever she wanted to come along, she would. But I'm going to give you a month to get back on track and do what I think that you need to do. If you don't make any progress, then we're getting divorced. Ma'am, he's already checked out. When he told you he didn't feel like a priority in the relationship because you were always prioritizing your son over him, he's always last in the relationship, he was done. That's why he started going to some of these get-togethers. That's why he started going over his coworker's house. That's why he started texting other girls back and forth and saying that he was single. That's why he took his wedding ring off and started chatting up girls. By the way, good looking guy, I would say, in good shape. I mean, she works out too, so she was in good shape. Good looking guy though, in shape. That's why he has women that are interested in him, because he's a good looking guy and he's tired of being mistreated by you. Now, I'm not saying that he was perfect, but you wasn't so hot yourself. You was doing silly stuff yourself, but they don't want to hear that. And this is what men continue to say. Take accountability. Y'all are doing things wrong as well. Men are checking out because accountability is your kryptonite.
I did not know that the feminist rhetoric had gotten so bad. Like, it's so far gone to the point where it has convinced you ladies that motherhood is not even worth doing. Wow, that's crazy. Do y'all know it's women out here who can't even have kids? It's women out here who's like literally at the church altar praying on their knees every day to bear a child. But then you have women in the same world who have opted out because they say, "Oh, it's a sacrifice. I don't want to give up this and give up that." Like, we weren't put here to live for ourselves, right? Like, this is insane. Feminism done fucked y'all up. It's, ooh, boy.
You're talking to people that don't care about life. You're talking to people that they only worry about what they're doing. They only worry about themselves. So your plea to get somebody to sacrifice is going to fall on deaf ears. Only men are expected to sacrifice. Modern women today don't sacrifice anything. Be a passenger princess, be a girl in your soft girl era, or be a boss babe, but then somehow in your soft girl era, and all that other nonsense. You don't have to sacrifice if you don't want to. Leave all of the hard work to the men.
He didn't walk away because he didn't want you. He walked away because he didn't feel like he could sustain connection with you. I'm Nancy Cooper, the developer of the Untangle Method, and I help women get over their exes and prepare for the type of relationship they actually want. Here's the thing. Most men do want connection. They feel the longing for closeness and for intimacy, but because they've always been taught that everything that solves their problems pertains to what their external world looks like, anytime they feel an incongruence in their life, they move towards the only thing they were taught that would fix it: logistics. They believe that once they're successful enough, stable enough, or established enough, they'll finally be able to hold a connection. But when it comes to connecting with the feminine, improving their career, timing, or money isn't going to bridge the gap. Because what's blocking him isn't logistical, it's his inability to stay present, consistent, and emotionally available inside connection. And those things are not something that could be earned through performance or developed by having more things. They're developed through sitting in uncertainty, inadequacy, shame, the not knowing, and emotional exposure. And most important of all, giving up the need for external validation. And avoidant or performance-based attachment and nervous systems are literally built to escape these states at all cost. So while many of these men will spend their entire lives believing they never got their life together enough for real love, you could find comfort in the truth that you're no longer having your time wasted by someone who isn't capable of giving you the love you desire. Because by walking away, they have exposed themselves as one of the men that never built the inner structure required to hold connection.
That's a new way to look at it, or I guess a new way to word it. Hot off the presses, a new coping mechanism. Another coping mechanism that's going to keep you lonely and single. Let me tell you what you could have been doing. You could have been at McDonald's right now getting a couple of snack wraps, driving home with your snack wraps, large, crisp, ice cold Sprite with large fries, and whatever, honestly and truly, whatever dip that you wanted. Whatever dip, you pull on into the house, walking inside, put your keys down, pet your dogs, go use the restroom, put on your nice, comfortable PJs, turn a nice show on from Netflix, and I'm just going to chill. I'm going to take it easy for the rest of the night. Have me a little snack right now, lay over while I'm watching TV, take a little nap, a little sleep, little slumber for about 20-30, get up and start making a little dinner. Or I might order a little something, Chinese place up the road. I hear they got good reviews. Go ahead to sleep. Easy night. But what you decide to do is get on here and start talking foolishness. Start talking foolishness, another coping mechanism. He ain't with you because he's too busy trying to avoid you. And he's avoiding all of his problems. He's seeking external validation. And you are a mirror to his problems. You won't let him off the hook. You are too complete of a woman. You're so complete that it makes him insecure. Because you're so perfect, you intimidate him. Coping mechanism.
I have a very important question that we should all ask ourselves. That question is, why should a man want a woman in 2026? Why should a man that is single, that is already living his life, possibly disrupt his life by taking on a woman? The reason I ask this question is because I think that a lot of us women have a very outdated mindset. Women are not what they used to be. The image of a woman has been tainted by ourselves. We have totally destroyed our image. Anything positive that used to come to mind when you thought of a woman, we have dismantled. And we don't piece together the fact that dismantling our image comes with consequences. So again, I ask you to ask yourself, why should a man want a woman in 2026? We get on the internet and we sit up and we bash men all day long. all day long, all we do is talk crap about what a man isn't doing and what a man is doing that we don't like, how we don't want to live with the man, how men are acting like females, how men aren't doing enough, men aren't giving enough, what they do isn't good enough, how they behave isn't good enough, they don't look good enough, they don't have enough money. We are just going on and on and on, talking crap about men all day long. That's point one. Point two, we have totally taken the mystery away out of being a woman. Back in the day, women didn't discuss certain things. Certain things were kept between the girls. Now we've gotten online acting like the men don't process and see the same internet we do. We traded in a quick buck for our secrecy, for our mystery. You can get online and you can see how women do their hair. You can see how women do their makeup. You can see how women get cheap clothes off of Shein or wherever they get them from. We got our hygiene tips on there. We've got dating tips. We talk about what we do and don't do on the first date. We talk about all these things, just sharing every single thing about ourselves.
And then try to charge it to a man. And then, oh girl, I got out today. My breath stinking. I ain't taking no shower today. And then try to go out there and try to charge it to a man. Oh, but my makeup, girl, you ain't even put no makeup on today. Shut up. Try to charge it to a man. Oh, you know, my makeup costs, and it costs for gas in San Francisco and all that. You don't even have a car. What are you talking about? Yeah, but I would have taken the bus. Then take the bus then and stop talking stupid. Stop that stupidity. Stop that foolishness.
We tell stories about our stupidity and dumb things we do. We talk about how we have no standards, and you may not think that that's what you're talking about. But when you're telling these stories about dumb stuff that you did, or certain stories about situations that you've been in, what you're saying is, I don't have standards. And most women don't have standards anyways, but that's a whole separate video coming very soon. So we get on the internet, we crap on our men, we share all of our secrets about ourselves to where they're no longer secrets anymore. What would make a man want us? Then to top all of that off, there's all this free corn everywhere. And even if you're a man where you want the real thing, there's women on here sharing basically that they'll do anything for some dinner. There's women out here that are sleeping with men for dinner. There's one of us sleeping for men for just the smallest thing. So we're giving out all the tips, all the secrets, telling all the things about ourselves. So there's no secrecy anymore. There's no anything anymore. What is the selling point for us? What do we bring? And you get mad when someone says, what do you bring to the table? Because we're asking men to bring so much. We want men to do it all. We want men to still be the men of yesteryear while us not being the women of yesteryear. We don't want to cook. We don't want to clean. We don't want to provide and cater to a man's needs. We don't want to do anything but receive everything. And we want to talk down to our men. We want to mistreat our men, but it still expect them to be gentlemen and decency. And it's so funny to me how women are always online talking about how men are acting like females. And you're saying it in a derogatory way, which means you are self-admitting that you know that the image of a woman is a negative thing. If you're saying that men are acting like this and it's a bad thing, that means that you're behaving badly and you know it.
Exactly. Y'all are out here engaged in stupidity. You're out here engaged in loser behavior. You're dirty. You stink. You're ugly. Your hair is all over your head. You can't see. You got too much weight on you. You don't brush your teeth. Your breath stinks. And you want a man to take all of that. That's why y'all begging. That's why y'all want a man to come take care of you. I want a provider man. A man gotta make this certain amount of money. For me, yeah, because you need a whole bunch of help. But the way that y'all be looking, y'all got a whole bunch of baggage that you come with. Even some of these ladies out here that don't have kids, you in bad shape. You ain't telling nobody. I mean, you know, just just because you can go to Dollar General and pick up some weave, some extensions. You color them a couple colors. You dip them in whatever hair dye, food dye that you got from the store, and it's going to hold for a few hours, just enough time for you to go on your date and then come back home. Your date thinks that you're blonde-headed because you've concocted some type of food dye mixture between black and yellow or whatever to make a blonde. And then you stole some contacts from your friend or something like that. Or really, a lot of these modern women are thieves. They're burglars. So they go in the store and they might go in an eye doctor's office and see a spare box of contacts. This is actually a sample box of contacts sitting out on the counter. And they see them and they go and make another eye appointment to go back tomorrow or the next day. And the doctor's like, what are you doing here? I don't need to see you until next year. I got your prescription. What brings you in again today? And instead of telling them the truth, I'm here to steal your sample contacts. You say, well, my eye was hurting, and so I decided it was best to get it checked out. And while you're there, you go and steal their sample boxes of contacts, color contacts. And so now your eyes are blue or green or whatever color you want them to be. So now you got a Dollar General weave, some contacts that you done stole from the eye doctor that other people was trying to look at. And now they got to go and order some more. And then you're going to get something. You're going to get something off of Shein, and which kudos to you for making it look a certain way. But basically, your entire look is going to be fake. You're not going to be anything special to look at all. Cheaply made, fake. And you're going to want a man to take you seriously and take care of all of that.
And you're not calling it out. You're not changing yourself. So again, in these hard economic times, in these hard political times, in these hard, difficult, challenging spiritual times, you think that it's a good idea for a man to take on a woman? These same women who are getting online expressing how ungrateful they are, taking men's children away, putting men on child support, taking half of their stuff when they get divorced, just causing chaos in their life, causing drama. On top of that, you have to compete with this corn. And I don't blame people. I don't blame anyone. You act like, oh, because I have my genitalia, since I have this private part, I'm the prize. No, the prize is who's ever in demand, and women are not in demand anymore. There's way too many of us. We've gotten online and made it clear that we're way too easy, we're way too promiscuous, we do anything strange for a little bit of change. There's literally no incentive anymore. What is the point? I would not advise any man unless you just want that. I'm not surprised if you don't want a woman. Who would? What women are out here that are worth wanting when there's all these risks? It's all risk and little to no reward. And we get on the internet and we display it every single day. When you're taking on a woman, all you're doing is taking on challenges. And the main reason to still want a woman, which is to have children, half of y'all have gotten online and made it clear that y'all don't even want to be mothers anymore. Y'all don't want to have children. So what is the point? What is the point? What is the incentive? Why are we acting like we don't understand? Why are we walking around still thinking that we're the prize, thinking that someone should want us when we're not giving anything worth wanting? What are you worth that's worth wanting? What about you is worth the risk that you come with? When you're letting all these women online represent womanhood in such a nasty way every single day, and you're in the comments condoning it, instigating it, egging it on, yes girl, yes queen, waving your fingers, praising this behavior, and you're surprised when these men don't want you besides to sleep with you. And the funny thing is, a lot of them don't even care about that anymore. Why? Because it is much more easy and enjoyable to be in your own home, please yourself if that's what you're into, and roll over than have to deal with all of the problems and issues and drama that comes with women in 2026. So please ask yourself this question before you go to yourself and have a pity party. I need a man. Where's the men? Men aren't the same anymore. Ask yourself, are you the same as a woman? Are you worth it? I strongly doubt it. We as a whole are diminishing our value every single day, and it's over. It's a wrap. There's no undoing it. This is what you all have decided. This is what we have decided as a whole. Live with it, deal with it, and ultimately deal with the consequences. Evolve. You've made it this way, so it's time to evolve. I love y'all. Talk to you soon.
I'm not going to take the man's last name because I work for the master's degree. I work for my PhD. I ain't taking this. I'll do it socially, but I ain't changing my name legally. Okay. Oh, the children taking my last name because they came out of my belly. Is it that same way when he's got to pay for you on the dates? He got to pay for you on the dates. So, I mean, do you hold that same opinion when he's got to buy this, he's got to go here? A man don't get nothing. There's nothing that you want to get. You don't want to concede anything. I mean, I sat there and paid for the wedding, the engagement ring. I at least paid half for the wedding. I sat up there and paid for all of the dates, all the vacations. I'm paying for the bills. And the least you could do is take my last name, and you don't even want to do that. I mean, my God, I'm running around town getting you whatever you want when you're pregnant. I'm listening to you degrade me, trash me, talk bad about me in my face, blow up on me for no reason, just to be and then have to come in there and comfort you when you're sitting there crying. I should leave you, you're silly behind it and by yourself. Dry it up. I should do that, but no, I'd be a terrible husband if I did that. I wouldn't be empathetic if I did that. And you can't even take my last name? Man, it's a terrible situation, terrible deal.
After reading tens of thousands of your comments over the years, I know there are a multitude of reasons why even the most desirable men are walking away from dating. It can be summed up with: the juice ain't worth the squeeze. If you're a man, let me know which ones resonate. And if you're a woman who wants to attract and keep a good man, you may want to pay attention and make some personal adjustments to make sure your juice is worth it. All right, let's do this. Jake will be our fictional man, ready to go MGTOW. 1. Unrealistic expectations. If you watch any of the Red Pill channels, you'll probably have seen a panel of high-maintenance, low-value women listing off their must-haves. 6 feet tall, six-pack abs, and a minimum of a six-figure income or a trust fund. Your typical Chad. Now, the truth is, those women are selected for their clickbaitable audacity. Just like men perhaps secretly desire the perfect woman, a perfect 10 who's an angel in public and an OnlyFans in the bedroom, men can be happy with a decent woman who isn't perfect but who makes them feel good overall. However, though most women can be happy without a Chad, they have been brainwashed by both men and other women to think they should want them. And at the slightest sign of lack, they look for excuses to dismiss a good man who might actually be the perfect fit for them. Key point. While some women are setting up OnlyFans accounts, most women aren't pushing the angel OF ideal. There's a reason. More on that in a minute. Example, Jake went on several dates where he felt that the woman he had met had a long requirements checklist. One date ended rather abruptly when he mentioned he didn't have a six-figure salary yet. Many men feel pressured by unrealistic expectations, leading to feelings of inadequacy and frustration. Unfortunately, some men have unknowingly encouraged women's expectations by constantly saying that's what we all want. If you say something loud enough and long enough, people start to believe it. Women instinctively know this. That is why women's body positivity started. Ladies and gentlemen need to stop telling women they want the perfect man and start acknowledging that kindness, loyalty, and reliability, along with shared values, compatible beliefs, and goals are what we all truly need. 2. Past negative experiences. A lot of men have had bad experiences with women, whether they missed the red flags that were there, ignored them, or were masterfully manipulated. Past negative experiences can tarnish their outlook on all women. The unfortunate part is those men often actually don't trust themselves to see the flags or to throw back a throwback when she displays them, because he might believe that's all he can get. Example, after a painful breakup where Jake's girlfriend cheated on him, he found it difficult to trust women again. He decided to take a break from dating and heal to focus on himself. Past negative experiences can leave lasting scars, causing men to step back from dating to avoid further hurt. So ladies need to understand that just like we have psychological self-defense mechanisms to protect ourselves, so do men. Practice gentle understanding. It costs nothing but is a priceless gift. 3. Financial burden. Even though there are more women than men in post-ed nowadays, and many are making a lot of money, most women want a man to make at least as much as they do. However, supply and demand mean those men are in short supply and have plenty of options. Even a good man may not feel like busting his balls on a date to an entitled princess or provide a lifestyle that reaches beyond his income.
And you said something I thought was interesting. A man, a high value man, basically, a man with a lot of money, might not feel like, dealing with a woman that is high maintenance, low value. I don't feel like hearing this. Yeah, she's got a post-secondary education. I don't feel like hearing the whole spiel about foolishness. Honestly and truly, you can't even contain that to just men with money who have a lot of options. You can put that on men that might not have a lot of options, because it's like, oh, well, I really don't have a lot of money, and this is not what I want to spend my money on. You might do better with the man that has money to blow. I don't know where you're going to fit in, because he don't want to spend no money on you, and I'm not going to spend no money on you, so you stuck in between a rock and a hard place.
Example, Jake noticed he was spending a significant portion of his income on dates and gifts, trying to maintain a lifestyle to impress his dates. He felt financially drained and decided it wasn't sustainable. The financial burden of dating can be overwhelming, leading some men to prioritize financial stability over romantic pursuits, with some fellas choosing to rent instead of buy, or shop abroad where their money goes further. Ladies must realize wealthy men have plenty of options, even if some of those options are gold diggers. If you have embraced the bounty of breaking the glass ceiling, you may need to adjust your financial expectations of men and consider other high-value traits like financial responsibility. 4. Lack of appreciation. Unlike many moons ago, now women can do pretty much everything for themselves or hire someone who can. How many times have we heard a woman say, I don't need no man? Well, I'll tell you, many times, too many. If a man isn't needed, it's difficult to appreciate him. No one thrives in a relationship where they feel they can be easily replaced or discarded. Example, Jake frequently planned thoughtful dates and went out of his way for his dates, but rarely received even a tepid thank you, never mind any kind of reciprocation effort, and he felt rarely appreciated, but instead taken for granted. Feeling unappreciated can be very discouraging. Men, like everyone else, need to feel valued in a relationship. Ladies, you can practice appreciating the men in your lives. Show at least as much appreciation to a generous man as you would to your best friend.
And I really don't understand why this is such a hard concept. You have specific things that you want the man to buy. It can't just be words of affirmation. It's got to be, with these modern women, all of the love languages, acts of service, gifts, physical touch. And what I mean is physical touch is maybe we can cuddle, or you give me a back rub, and when you say, hey, my shoulder's kind of hurting, can you kind of massage my shoulder, or can you massage my back as well, or hey, I rubbed your feet, can you do mine? What? Why don't you? I ain't doing that. I don't know how. I ain't really all that good at it. Trash at it, not even trying. They want you to whip out the massage oil. They want you to have all of the, okay, now I want you to go get the cucumbers and the face stuff for me, and I want you to go put the music on, some Zen music, so I can relax and, just really just put on a candle, so I can just go into my happy place. Just relax for a couple seconds. The whole 9 yards. They essentially, what they want you to do is they want you to go to one of these massage places and see what they got going on and buy it from them. I want you to sell me whatever you guys get, the oil, the scents, the rocks, the towel, whatever it is. I want you to sell me all that and we'll take it home. I want you to get a massage table, find a room or build a room and put it in there. It'll be my own little massage table in my own little massage room that I can come to you and get a massage from you at any time. I see you out there working. I see you out there mowing the lawn. You dead tired. You hungry. You starving. You so hungry that you're shaking. But before I cook dinner, can you give me a massage? Because I just need to. I'm so stressed. I got anxiety right now today, and I just need somebody to help me out, just to do something. Just calm me down. Babe, I'm literally starving. I'm about to fall out. Yeah, but am I not important to you? I mean, not right now. I gotta eat. I gotta get something to eat. Ooh, just tell me you don't like me. Just tell me you hate me. I don't, but I'm hungry. They're gonna want you to stop whatever you're doing and go take care of them. But like I said, when you say, hey man, can you rub my back? Hey man, can you rub my shoulders? My neck's kind of hurting. Can you apply a little pressure, man? You're not really rubbing it. You're on your phone. You're not really paying attention. Can you kind of put 2 hands into it? Can you get in there, please? I'm hurting. Ah man, this is too much. I don't think that I'm strong enough. Maybe you can get your brother to do it. Maybe your mom will help you out. Maybe you can go to your dad. Oh, I know this good place down the road that my friend says she goes there for massages all the time. Maybe you can go there. Why would I need to do that? Why don't you just return the favor? Why don't you just give me what I gave you? Because she's selfish, that's why.
So I saw a report saying 82% of single men have officially clocked out of the dating game. And I know y'all think we're just being difficult, but honestly, half of us are just being humanitarians. I look at my bank account, my mental health, and this pile of laundry I haven't folded in over a week. And I'm like, nah, I can't drag a beautiful woman into this circus. That'd be a crime. I'm not single because I can't find you. I'm single because I'm protecting your peace. You're welcome for not ruining your year.
This woman said something very controversial. I believe her name is Amira. She said basically that women are useless to men nowadays. Back in the day when men got married, women served some kind of value. She had purity, would be often loyal. She had a skill. She could mend clothes, cook lavish meals, make things from scratch. Nowadays, men can do those kind of things themselves. They don't really need women to do these things. What women bring nowadays is stress and bills. You have to pay for her lifestyle, cater to her needs, while she doesn't have to really bring anything at all. Ask her to bring something to the table is misogyny. And a lot of men agreed. They're like, I don't have anybody, but I broke up with my ex. My money went up. My stress went down. So it got me thinking, in general, what do women bring to men that doesn't add extra stress and bills to their lives? They say if a man wants to save money, he should stay single. If a woman wants to save money, she should get in a relationship. But what do you guys think?
Girlies, we need to chill out on the dick a little bit, okay? It's getting a bit out of hand to the point that everything these days just revolves around sex. A little bit ago, I decided I wanted to have like a little girly karaoke night. Sweatpants, food, some wine. So I call up my two best friends, Serena and Nikki. I know them since high school, you know, my day ones. So I call up Nikki. I'm like, you free Sunday? She says, yes, of course. What are we doing? Bring the mic, bring the wine. You know what's up. Then I call Serena. Hey, you free? Bring the speaker. She says, uh-huh. Okay, everything's going to plan at this point. Or so I thought. Serena's the first to arrive as always, but I've noticed that she's not really wearing the same attire as I am. I'm wearing sweats. Okay, she's in a cute crop top and little cute jeans, but this is normal for Serena. She tends to dress up. 20 minutes later, I hear a little knock on the door. And as soon as I open the door, who do I see? Not just Nikki, but 3 other men with her. Now these guys, we've known them since university, Brian, Justin, and David. So not a huge deal. I'm a little pissed off though, because I was expecting a little girly night, not this. Because when I see Nikki, she's dressed in a lace black top with a mini skirt. And I see Justin behind her, holding a bottle of Ciroc and Dom. Immediately as we walk in, Justin yells, let's get some shots in. So he's pouring it down Serena's throat, my throat, and Nikki's throat. You know, I'm just thinking this is maybe just to get us warmed up for the singing. But girl, I could have not been more wrong. Okay, because as we're getting these shots in, I notice Nikki and David are kind of each other. Serena and Brian are becoming a little flirty, touching each other hand on hand. Nothing too much. Don't think much of it. I decided I want to get this night back on track, so I suggest, hey guys, let's start the karaoke. I do a little bit Sabrina Carpenter. The boys are doing Journey, like Don't Stop Believing, and Nikki and Serena do their classic Justin Bieber, Baby. We're having an amazing time. I'm thinking, you know what? This is going to be the night, the chill night I expected. I was dead wrong. As the night progresses, so does the drinks. Bottle of wine, gone. Half the Dom, gone. Ciroc, empty. Okay? And I feel a little bit left out in my sweatsuit, so I decide to go change. And as I'm going into my bedroom, Justin stops me. Okay? And he tells me, has anyone told you you look beautiful tonight? What the are you talking about? Okay, I'm literally in a sweat set. I look like... This is really the path we're going down. I say, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go down, slam the door, regroup, put on a little cute white dress I thrifted from this app, go back out. As I'm walking back into the living room, I hear a little bit sexy red. Okay? I knew this was gonna be a show. Because I see Serena fully on Brian, grinding on him, trying to twerk while he's like touching her, and they're this close to making out. Okay, Nikki barely can talk properly. David, he's just saying, let's go girls, keep going, shake that ass. I'm standing there baffled. Okay, I barely drank compared to these people, because within the 5 minutes I was gone changing, liquor is gone. I don't want to be much of a party pooper because I see they're having fun. I don't.
No, essentially what you're seeing is that these women are freaked out. These women are lustful. They like to tell us men that we've got a lust problem. We're looking at this website and, following this girl on Instagram or whatever it might be. I don't have a problem with that because I'm a woman and we're just so much better than men. So I would never even think about this, but men do. That's funny. That's funny because it seems like y'all are doing the same thing, but in a different way. But go ahead.
I want to be that person. So I volunteer to go get more drinks. And as I'm about to go, Justin decides he wants to come. Okay. I really should have had said no, but he was the only one sober, so I let him drive. And as we're driving to the liquor store, Justin puts on some music, and he decides this is an amazing time to put his hand on my thigh one on the steering wheel. I couldn't have felt more uncomfortable. I don't even address it. I just move my leg, and he kind of got the point, trying to make small talk with me, pretending this didn't happen. We get into the liquor store. Surprisingly, he buys all the drinks, okay? We get back into the car, and Justin decides this is when he wants to start revealing his feelings for me. As he starts going like, hey, like, you know, I've always kind of liked you, and the way that things are going tonight, like, would you want to, you know, find a little quiet place to talk before we get in there? No, okay, I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to do this tonight on my what was supposed to be a chill girls' night. I awkwardly just like, I'm like, maybe some other time. No. And as we get back in, what do I see? Serena and Brian singing Lionel Richie, like, one heart between two, you know, like that type of shit. But now they're like close to each other. They're essentially making out into the mic while singing. And I say to Serena, I'm like, hey, sorry to interrupt, but where's Nikki? Where's David? And before Serena can even answer, all I hear on top of this music is, and after hearing that, that's all I need to know. So I asked Serena, when did this happen? Serena tells me, like, oh, I don't know. I didn't even notice. Like, I was just spending some time with Brian. Like, it must have been when you're gone. No, this happened when I was gone. So honestly, I don't even know what to do. Because Brian and Serena are just full on. Now they're just in the kitchen, tongues down their throat. I'm sitting awkwardly next to Justin as he's trying to put even more moves on me. Trying to put his hand around me. Being like, oh, you know, like, girl, like, this could really be us. Like, this is the perfect timing. I stop him right there. I just move a little bit, trying to wait out this weird situation, because I really don't know what to do. And then Brian comes into the living room holding a big bottle of wine, okay? By this point, so just so you know, they're all plastered. Brian's barely walking straight. And of course, while I'm wearing a white dress, he spills the wine all on me. This is when I knew everything needed to stop. So I tell Brian, Justin, go get your man from my bedroom and get the f out, because there's no way I'm going in there in this moment. What's going on? We're having so much fun. You may be having fun, but this is not happening in my house. I'm not letting this freak show turn into an orgy. Not happening. So Justin runs to my bedroom, gets his man out. He's half dressed. I'm ushering them out the door. And Nikki and Serena are left, okay? I just tell them, like, what the happened? This was supposed to be a 3 girls night, chill vibes. Why did you bring these boys? Why did this happen? Nikki was like, oh, I just like thought it would be more interesting if I brought the guys with us, you know, like, didn't it get more interesting? Girl, no. You may have got interesting in my bed with your bodily fluids everywhere, but for me, this has been a nightmare. Never do this again. Please get out, get an Uber, get home safely, but kindly off. And if the night could have gotten worse, now I had to clean my sheets, okay? I should have worn a pair of gloves, but had to be done, had to wash them, and I'm looking myself in the mirror with now my red dress, okay? And I've learned anything from this night. Girls, you need to keep it in your pants, okay? You're getting worse than men. But at least my dress was $8 from bin, so I'm just gonna swipe on, get a new bin, and get another dress, because this was too much for me. Good night.
You're getting worse than them? Already worse than them. They've been this way. Modern women have been this way. Freaked out, but of course, the stigma, the prevailing thought always goes towards the man. And now you're seeing that women are just as bad. Remember, when women started making money, The rates of infidelity have gone up. They've increased dramatically. Essentially saying, when I get a little bit of money, I'm going to start cheating too. I'm going to start doing the stuff that I said I would never do. That's not me. That's just not me. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, why is it that when you get a job and you start moving outside the home, then all of a sudden, you're sleeping around with other men? What that got to do with your job? Thought you was at work. Thought you was in school to learn. What's going on?